Hey, what's y'all? I just want to take a break out of this video edit that I'm doing. Completely different to this topic, actually. Some video game stuff. But I kind of was talking about something I tweeted earlier today and posted on Facebook where I say, it's right here. Men often invalidate their own traumas and issues and then want everyone else to take their shit seriously. We don't take our own stuff seriously or we use it as a cudgel to other folks' issues. Of course, no one's going to listen after a point. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I do want to kind of break it down just a little bit. I think there's this issue where men have internalized so much trauma and hurt and these expectations and stuff like that, and we use it as a weapon instead of something that we need to kind of like deep dive in on into our communities, into our villages and stuff like that. And it causes other people to not take the issues as seriously. And I want to kind of like start something here where men start to take their issues very, very seriously. I know we talk a lot about mental health, about therapy and stuff like that. Therapy won't work until men come to grips with the way they invalidate their own feelings, they invalidate their own goals and their emotions and stuff like that. We internalize a lot of that stuff, and what that does is it makes it hard to even start talking about or to broach or whatever. Other men can come in, like if you are trying to be vulnerable, other men and women can come in and completely dismiss your issues or whatever. And a lot of that is because we invalidate our own shit. I remember seeing conversations about male abuse and domestic violence and stuff like that. I mean, and when I say that, abuse on men and abuse on men and domestic violence towards men used as a way to dismiss women's abuse and domestic violence, which happens at a way greater rate, of course, but you're using it as a means to dismiss a woman's issue. And that makes other women that would potentially listen to you, potentially hear you out because they have their own issues of abuse and stuff like that, they don't want to listen to you anymore. They don't want to hear you out. They don't want to hear you. And that's on top of the women who have this idea of manhood, this idea of masculinity that ends up harming us as well. And we can't even talk about that today. So I do think there needs to be like this movement, like there's this understanding of this male pity that we often have and that we don't explore. And it's the reason why we don't have proper safe spaces. We have all these podcasts and all these talking points about men being alphas and all these men talking about being a high quality man, how valuable, all that stuff is just smoke and mirrors into like a pathetic psyche. Like it's all harmful, and it doesn't. It makes it's like a mirage of a safe space instead of an actual safe space where people can be vulnerable and let their stuff out without being judged by the society that we're in. Like, we have to realize, men, that masculinity as a concept constantly changes over time, and we're missing the mark every single time, and it's harming us because we're not hitting this mark, we're not hitting this area, and we internalize our failures to a point where we either push it all the way down to try to succeed in whatever society decides we should be, or we lash out and everyone else gets hurt in the process. And then when you finally want to come to terms with the issues or whatever, no one's there to listen. So I really want us to be able to build safe spaces and to build these arenas to where our issues aren't getting invalidated by us. At the very least, not by us. That's the most hurtful part of it, is that we don't know how to wield our traumas and our emotions and stuff like that because it's all like pushed down. And I don't think that's a good thing at all. I don't think that women do it to us. They do it because they're playing into ideas of masculinity that are harmful, sure. And that's what needs to be recognized. But I don't think that it's going to be up to them to decide whether or not we need to create these safe spaces or how we need to work on ourselves and stuff like that. It's not up to them. It's up to us at the end of the day. I just kind of want to get the idea across because I do feel like people or men kind of like really do display like this self-pity, and it isn't conductful to action and doing something about it. I even wrote a whole article about that right here, about male self-pity, and I really kind of go into like the psychology of how we think when we're in that headspace. But that's about it. I don't want to keep you guys too long. It's gonna be a little snappy video and stuff like that, but that's all I want to talk about today. I do want to do more of these, so if you're down for it, I will do more of these. All right, guys, peace.